So we are, a week to go till the Team USA plays their first game. And as of right now, again, as I've made a video on, they have got 5 players that are injured. They have 5 players right now that are currently carrying injuries. So it's going to be interesting to see how they get on. And look, I'm going to make a video right here picking what I believe is the best team if the Olympics was today. If the Olympics was today, what I believe the best team for Team USA would be. Before we get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit, if we can somehow hit 22k by the end of the day. Look, I don't think we do it, but like that would be the most ridiculous thing ever. And for all you Spanish fans out there, we're on your side right now. The entirety of Europe is rooting for you today. But we're looking at what the team would look like if they were going out with the best possible team. So obviously this is the 12 right here. And I've talked a little bit about who I think should make it, who I think shouldn't. And there are a couple of players that I would not bring because, again, my big issue with this team is you've got 5 of the same player. Like, I think you've got effectively 5, well, not even 5 of the same player, 5 players that play in the play the same position that are effectively, again, the same player. So, to starting point guard for the team, I'm going to go with a player that is on the team. You might be thinking I'm going to go Caitlin Clark's starting point guard. No. I think the starting point guard should be an out-of-position Breanna Stewart. I think Breanna has shown that she's good enough a point guard, that she can play there. And I think as of right now, she has a bit more experience playing at the international level. She's elite as far as just her ability in game to play the one. She did really well when Vandersloot wasn't there. She can shoot the ball. And look, she has that experience. She has that experience to play at the international level. She's done it. Starter, especially in the first game. She should be the starting point guard. At the shooting guard position, I'm starting Jackie Young. I'm starting Jackie Young from the Aces. She is someone who can probably play the 1. She can have some ball handling duty. She's very good as far as passing is concerned, and like she gets a lot of assists, but she's not just the greatest at running the offense, which is why her team has needed Chelsea Gray. But I do think that I still think I would bring her as a shooting guard and run 2 combo guards, the 1-2, and be completely fine with that. I'd be cool with running 2 combo guards rather than running like with an out-and-out point guard, especially starting, because there needs to be some sort of continuity and players to play with each other, which I think is going to be important. At the 3, I'm going to start Napheesa Collier. If she is healthy, she is a starter. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. If she's healthy, she's going to start. She's got to start. She's one of the best players in the WNBA this season. She is a player that can... she's a player that can do everything. She does a little bit of everything. She'll play defense. She'll shoot the ball if needed. She'll score. And I'm looking at the rest of the team, and I'm like, do I want Kat Copper on the team? I'm trying to think of like who else I would put in this position. It's like, do I want Copper? And it's like, do I not necessarily, because she is just flat out scorer. And with the 4 or 5, who are probably going to be 2 of the main scorers, I don't think the team needs another scorer. And Collier does absolutely everything on the floor. At the 4, Breanna Stewart. Look, one of the 2 best players in the world probably are going to have to play out of position on this team. So I would say Breanna Stewart is going to be the one that has to bite the bullet and play out of position. So I would say, yeah, she might do everything. She might need to drop 20 in a game. She might need to guard the other team's best player. And she's going to do everything. She could be a facilitator. As far as all-around game goes, there might be no better player in women's basketball. There might be no player that does more well than Breanna Stewart. So she's without question starting 5. And at the 5, look, slightly out of position, but she can play the 5, A'ja Wilson. If you had like a real good true 5, or a true 5 that was even comparable to a Breanna Stewart or a Napheesa Collier, I would probably move Stewie to the 3, her to the 4, and get a true 5 in. But no. No, I don't think any of the 5s, as far as Team USA are concerned, have anything on A'ja Wilson. Like, I think you can go a bit small with her, and you can be fine. You can be fine running her at center, even though she's not small, but she does obviously play at a 5. The best player in the world. If she's on your team, you have a shot at beating anybody. Backup point guard, Caitlin Clark. but with potential to start by the final. No guarantee. If she's playing well, potential to earn her way into starting lineup, but backup point guard. The best true point guard in the WNBA, and it's not close. You've got combo guards like Breanna that are in the debate. But if you're asking me of people that are even like outplaying a position at the point guard, is anyone other than Breanna as good? No. Like Arike is not even. Don't get me started on Arike. You don't need a shot joker on this team. But Caitlin Clark, backup point guard, she can pass, she can hit shots, and it does help that it does really help that she's able to like just pass and hit shots, and she'll bring bodies. Like it definitely helps that people will come out to watch her play basketball. At the 2, backup shooting guard is an interesting player, and I think that this is a much better pickup bring than Jewel Lloyd. Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins is an elite defender, does not need to shoot the ball a whole bunch, can create her own shot a little bit, and will be able to just lock people down. Like, that's what her job's going to be. If the other team has a guard going off, Ariel Atkins on them. That's what her job is there. And I think the team doesn't really have an out-and-out stopper. You're going to be turning like an offensive player into a stopper, which I think is just, it's kind of pointless. It's kind of pointless. I would be always of the case of the mindset of like, you just don't need to do that. You can get a stop. You can bring a stopper. And I was considering bringing Lainey Hamilton, or even saying that like a Carrington would be there for the best squad. But I think Ariel Atkins is the best of the 3 of those as far as players are concerned. And she was on Team USA for the World Cup qualifiers. Small forward off the bench, Kat Copper. The bench's scorer. The person who's going to come in and give you the most scoring off the bench is going to be Copper. She's a bucket. She is a bucket. That's all I can say. That she is an absolute bucket. Like, she's someone that's going to get some scores. She could dominate. She can play a bit of defense, to be surprisingly enough. And I think without question that she's another one that is made the team, deservedly made the team, and she will be 100% on it, even if you're picking the best 12. Then I've got Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa Thomas, second MVP voting coming off the bench. I think Collier is better than her. That's just the truth of it all. I think Fee Collier is better than Alyssa Thomas. I think she does more. I think she can shoot the ball. She's a threat. And with I don't know how I feel about non-shooting threats from anywhere. Like, even like, she's just not a scoring threat. She's a great passer. And I don't necessarily think, like, look, you might be saying, like, why would she work well on the bench lineup with Caitlin Clark, and if they couldn't play well together? It's like, yeah, you don't just bring on your starters for your bench. This isn't 2K. You don't just go 5 on, 5 off. So I have her in as the backup, like, 4. And then, like, Greiner has to be in the squad. The Greiner is the best actual center that's American. There's no great ones. So Brittany Greiner is going to be in there for me as the backup center. So we have now got our 10 players as far as just 2 in each position, which, again, USA didn't do because they picked 6 shooting guards. So, yeah. Then the last 2 spots. One has to be a true point guard. And I know a big reason why she's not going to be on the team is because of Diana Taurasi. Screw Diana Taurasi. In my world, Diana Taurasi does not make the team. So, my backup point guard, Skylar Diggins-Smith. It's between her and Natasha Cloud. Obviously, she's wearing a Mercury jersey. It's between her and Cloud for that not even backup point guard, the 3rd point guard slot. Because if Sabrina's not doing it at the 1, you can start Caitlin Clark and you can bring Skylar Diggins off the bench, or you can start Diggins and bring Clark off the bench, because the current version of Chelsea Gray is not as good as either of those players. If they were picking on merit, Skylar Diggins would be in that team, or Natasha Cloud. One or the other. I'm going to go Diggins, but that's it. And then the last spot is a really interesting one, because you've only got one true center, you've got to bring a center. So there are 3 players really that I would put in consideration. It is, I think you consider bringing Angel Reese in that last spot. You would consider bringing Aaliyah Boston in the last spot. And I think Aaliyah Boston is a better center than Angel Reese is center. But I'd probably still bring Bree Jones. Look, she's playing with Connecticut. She's on a good team. She's an all-star. I think on a different team, her counting stats would look better. She is there are times where she looks like the best player on a really good Connecticut team. So I think she would probably be the last pickup for me anyway if I was to make this team. So, obviously there are some new players. So what that means, who am I cutting? And as far as cutting players is concerned, I'm cutting Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray's not right. She's just not right. Straight up, she is not right. So I would cut Chelsea Gray. I would cut Jewel Lloyd. I don't know. They don't need Jewel Lloyd. They might need Jewel Lloyd in World Cup qualifiers, not when Aja Wilson's on the floor. Jewel Lloyd is just going to take shots away from Aja Wilson. She's going to take shots away from Stewie. She's going to take shots away from Sabrina Ionescu. Kelsey Plum, I don't know what she brings to this team. Even though she might play some big minutes, I don't know what she brings to this team. And then Taurasi is just there for... she's genuinely just there to get her 6th gold medal. She didn't even play in the qualifiers. But yeah, that is my team. That would be the team that I would pick. I would not bring Gray, Lloyd, Plum, or Taurasi. Ironically, 3 of them shooting guards. Your team does not need 6 shooting guards. You can get away with bringing 3. And heck, you don't even have you have 6 shooting guards without a lockdown defender as well. So I would stick with that, have Ariel Atkins off the bench, and that would be the team that I would bring. Let me know what you guys would do in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.